Grass Wonder, a golden legacy of Uma Musume by Pyrrhixz. As of right now, if you didn't know, Grass Wonder has passed away. So this is essentially just a tribute to that horse. We'll see. I also did finish my first career in the last Thursday stream, where I streamed Uma Musume. So yeah, there's that. And I did finish her career, and I did win, which is nice. Anyways, we'll jump in. We'll jump in. Also, like, comment, and subscribe if you like this kind of content. We'll see what Grass Wonder has achieved in his lifetime.
It's funny how works of media can bring people together, whether it be modern art, literature.
There were also people in W Place making plenty of artworks of Grass Wonder. So yeah, that was cute.
Movies, or in this case, an anime horse racing game. Uma Musume has reached a global scale, impacting the lives of many trainers eager to learn more about their favorite Umas. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for this game, and you wouldn't be watching either without the global release. So with this newfound platform, I wanted to take today to...
I also hate how she looks sad when she loses. When she's like not first place, she just looks sad. She just looks depressed. She just does. I don't know if they did it on purpose.
Honor the legacy of an Uma, whose real-life counterpart has unfortunately passed away a few days ago. This isn't just a biggie.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, August 8th. That's when the horse passed away. Guys, remember, Haru Urara is 29 years old. 30 might be her last year.
Of his life and career, but also a tribute to his legacy and the closing of an iconic era with his passing. This is a story of Grass Wonder, the last remaining racehorse of the golden generation. Grass Wonder was a chestnut horse born on February 18, 1995 at the Darby Dan Farm in Kentucky. Despite being raced in
Kentucky? Okay, interesting. Also, hi Sway, how are you doing? Hope you're doing good.
Japan, Grass Wonder was a racehorse originally born in America. His sire was Silverhawk, an American-bred thoroughbred who was widely known for producing strong offspring. Hawk's children were commonly adept to turf courses. Diving further back into Grass's sire's lineage also reveals a connection to Hail to Reason, an American champion 2-year-old colt of 1960. Grass's dam was a mare of Flora, an unraced mare who came from a lineage of memorable horses. Flora's grandsire was Northern Dancer, yet another famous racehorse, this time from Canada. Dancer would display a monstrous racing career.
Ooh, not bad. A lot of first places. A lot of first places. Not bad. How long do horses last? Up to 30 years. I think the average is between 25 and 30. That's still quite long. That's still quite long. Though I think that probably average horse, racehorse probably a little less because of injuries that might happen and stuff. So that might bring it down a little. I will not. What is your problem, Sway?
With the lowest placement being 3rd place over the course of 18 races in the 1960s. Northern Dancer would be the first non-human inducted to the Canadian Sports Hall of Fame, and was...
That's not bad! That's cool! In the Hall of Fame, you look in there, it's like, there's just a heckin' horse.
was amongst the most successful stallions of the 20th century. Just like Hail to Reason, Dancer's lineage would also provide Grass Wonder with a great skill of adaptability on the racecourse. In September of 1996, Grass Wonder was placed in the Keeneland sale. This sale was standard in the world of horse racing.
Like, you just look there, it's like great Canadians, athletes, and then it's just in between somewhere there's just a horse.
Where racehorses are purchased by new owners and trained for future racing careers. The Darby Dan Farm, where Grass was born, mainly makes money through breeding and racing, with the sale of foals and yearlings playing a big financial role at the farm. It would be at this sale that Grass Wonder would catch the attention of Hanzawa Ltd., who would pay $250,000 to purchase Grass Wonder and bring him back to Japan. Grass Wonder, despite the name's seeming simplicity, does have a meaning behind it. Grass refers to the Hanzawa's clan name, while Wonder refers to his sibling, Wonder Again, who was a 2-time G1 winner.
What are these? I still don't quite understand the logic behind these names. Knowing there's a horse named Kids Look Untouchable and Skibidi Riz. I'm just like, what is? Sometimes, like, some names is understandable. Some names are actually cool, right? Like Agnes Tachyon. Special Week is also still pretty fine. Symbolic Rudolph, by the way, I pulled from the free poll today. I pulled the 3-star. I think was it Miro Bourbon? I don't know what it was called. Like flashy, long-haired horse, kind of looks like an idol, that kind of thing. And I did have my second 3-star ticket, and I did get Symbolic Rudolph, which is really cool.
In the USA. Upon arriving in Japan, Grass Wonder would be placed under the care of Mitsuhiro Ogata, who'd begin to train Grass for future races to come. Grass Wonder would debut on September 13, 1997 at the 3-year-old Shinma tournament at the Nakayama racecourse. Grass Wonder, despite this being their debut, would be the fan favorite to win this race. This was due to the strong lineage Grass Wonder came from and the high expectation for him to perform at his debut. Grass Wonder would be jockeyed by Hitoshi Matoba, a familiar name if you've been following this series. Matoba would famously jockey Rice Shower with his Triple Crown up.
Well, that brings up bad memories of Rice Shower being euthanized on the track. That reminds me of bad things. Pain.
Upsets, earning him the nickname Hitman. Grass Wonder would live up to the expectations set for him.
Not only the horses have aura, but the jockeys have aura too? What do you mean, Hitman?
Winning his debut race by 3 horse lengths. It was clear that Grass had a knack for racing, and due to his strong lineage, was more than capable of performing on the racecourse. Unlike many horses' first year of racing, Grass Wonder would aim to compete in nearly every level of the graded races, these being G3, G2, and G1 graded races. Following his victory debut, Grass would compete in the Ivy Stakes. Unsurprisingly, he'd be the fan favorite to win once again. Just like his debut race, Grass Wonder would claim victory once more, this time with 5 horse lengths between him and second place. It would be after 2 ungraded races, and in the first year of Grass's career, that he would enter his first graded race. On November 8, 1997, Grass Wonder competed in the Keisei High Sansei Stakes, a G2 graded race held in Tokyo. Even with this being a G2 race, hopes were still high for Grass Wonder to continue his winning streak. To no one's surprise,
Does the horse have a chain in its mouth? We do have these mouth thingies in there, right? So the trainers can hold on to, if I'm not wrong. Something like that, right? If I'm not wrong, I could be wrong.
Grass Wonder's winning streak would continue with yet another first place finish. Winning a G2 graded race, there was only one test left of Grass Wonder's strength. This would be participating in a G1 race. G1s are the pinnacle of the racing world in Japan, bringing the strongest horses to each competition. On December 7, 1997, Grass Wonder participated in the Asahi High Sansei Stakes, with 2 notable competitors being Minor Love and Agnes World.
My New Love? Wait, that horse is named My New Love? I still have these names. These names are interesting.
Agnes would have a winning streak of his own, while Love had competed in previous races against notable horses like King Halo. Despite the G1 grade and the participation of other strong horses, Grass Wonder was still the fan favorite to win by a large margin. Grass Wonder wouldn't only break away from the pack and secure first place, but would also set a record time of 1 minute 33.6 seconds. With 4 victories under his belt, Grass Wonder would end the first year of his racing undefeated, placing first in every race he participated in. due to the sheer display of strength and the winning streak.
Not bad. All first place. Pretty good, pretty good. Will there be also accidents? I wonder. Also, I think after this one, I will do the TikTok one as well. I will go a little overtime and do the TikTok one.
Grass Wonder will be named the strongest 2-year-old horse in Japan in the year 1997. Now, I know what you may be thinking. Pyrrhixz, Grass Wonder is in Uma Musume's first season, but you haven't talked about the parallels at all yet. That's because Grass Wonder's career in the anime follows his history between 1998 and 1999. This period would spark a fierce rivalry between several notable names in Japanese horse racing history, and provide many triumphs and upsets over the span of these 2 years. Unsurprisingly, entering the year 1998, expectations were high for Grass Wonder to perform well once again. Coming off an undefeated year, fans were eager to see a winning streak continue. One interesting thing to note about Grass Wonder's career is the absence in participation for the spring season, reflected in Uma Musume's.
So no spring season, okay. What? Yeah, the one with the Great Pissed. That one, the 14-minute long one you send in.
Season 1, Grass Wonder is unable to race against anyone in Tracing Academy due to a leg injury she's recovering from at the start of the season. This will reflect events that would occur in March of 1998, where Grass Wonder would sustain a leg injury.
Well, I was saying there's an injury, and, well, there was, in fact, an injury. That's depressing, but nothing too great.
This would put Grass out of the competition for the spring season, and force him on a road to recovery. As a quick refresher, at this time, Grass Wonder was not eligible to compete in the Japan Triple Crown Series. This was due to Grass Wonder being a foreign-born horse brought to Japan. Regulations were in place against foreign horses competing in G1 races, in which all 3 legs of the Triple Crown reside. Returning to racing on October 11, 1998, and after 10 months away from the race course, Grass Wonder will participate.
So did Grass Wonder... Let's say they changed that rule, right? Which they did later on, if I'm not wrong. At least that was in one of the videos. If they did change it, did Grass Wonder have a chance to obtain the Triple Crown potentially?
Participate in the Mainichi Okan. This race is reflected in Uma Musume. However, the focus of this race is between Silent Suzuka and El Condor Pasa. This is due to the
She looks so silly with that mask. I get it, I get the idea, but she looks so silly. She's quite easy to train though, I feel like.
fact that Grass Wonder, despite the long hiatus, had still not recovered to full strength. Grass Wonder had periostitis on his left front leg, possibly caused from a strain on his other leg due to the previous fracture. This condition is described as the inflammation of the periosteum, a tough membrane that covers the bones in the body. This would cause pain, tenderness, and swelling of the affected area. In the anime, prior to Grass Wonder's participation in the Mainichi Okan, we see her practicing all she can in order to seize yet another victory. Even her trainer advises her not to overdo it, at risk of injuring herself again. Knowing Grass Wonder's condition, Matoba, Grass's jockey, was presented with the choice. In addition to Grass Wonder, El Condor Pasa was also participating, Matoba being the primary.
So he had the choice. Does he race or does he not race? What is he gonna do? Is he gonna race?
Jockey for both. Mitsuhiro Ogata.
Oh, he could be jockey for both. So did he pick... Did he say, we're not gonna do Grass Wonder and still the other one?
Due to Grass's current condition, advised Matoba to jockey El Condor Pasa. Even though Pasa was strong and in far better shape over Grass Wonder, after heavy deliberation, Matoba would stay by Grass Wonder's side, and
based. All these jockeys are incredibly based. I think that's cool.
Jockey him at the Mainichi Okan. Grass Wonder's participation in the Mainichi Okan in the anime is brief, only showing her marking Silent Suzuka just to be distanced as the race continued. Just like in the anime, Matoba would attempt to keep a mark on Silent Suzuka. However, he soon found Grass Wonder stalling slightly, drifting further back. Ultimately, this would be Grass Wonder's first defeat, placing 5th at the Mainichi-Okan. Despite the loss, Matoba would later regard that the outcome wasn't bad whatsoever. For not racing for a 10-month span, it was understandable that Grass Wonder wasn't back to his full potential.
Well, not racing for a few months, but also still being injured. 5th place is not bad. Could have been worse.
This hits in.
Could have been an accident. Why are they racing when the horse is clearly hurt? I find that dumb.
Incredibly hard if you know Matoba's history, being the jockey that rode Reischauer in his final race at the Takarazuka Kinen in 1995. These events are reflected in the Uma Musume anime, where following the Mainichi-Okan, we see Grass Wonder completely dejected as she exits the race course, only to encounter her trainer, Hana Tojo. Tojo, in the Uma Musume universe, seems to be a strict trainer who wants only the best out of her Umas. Even so, after this crushing defeat, she acts to comfort Grass Wonder, stating that she'll peak at her next G1 race. The Mainichi-Okan is the Argentine Republic Cup. Once more, this race will result in an even lower placement for Grass.
Oh, yikes. No! Even lower? No! Don't make me sad.
Wonder, ending the race in 6th. Originally, the plan was to recover and come back eventually to compete in the Japan Cup in 1998. After the back-to-back losses, that goal would ultimately be abandoned, with some criticizing the choice made by Ogata. Both Ogata and Matoba wondered at this point if Grass Wonder would be able to secure victories like he did in the first year of his career. Even with these doubts, Grass Wonder would—
Not the Arima Kinen. Not the Arima Kinen. Oh no, I hate this race. Every time it pops up, it fucks something up. I hate it. I think of it as why you took important school tests, although being sick sometimes. The occasion is too important. True. Sure. But like it was obvious that Grass Wonder would not win here.
Set a new goal. The Arima Kinen, which should be held on December 27th, 1998. While training for the Arima Kinen, Grass Wonder would not respond well to Matoba's whipping, signifying a possible disconnect between racehorse and jockey. Due to this, several of Grass Wonder's competitors considered his career all but over. A horse that once showed great promise reduced to one that could barely chase after 5th place. Even with the doubt from his competition, there were still those who believed in Grass Wonder's capabilities. Aside from the difficulty synergizing with Grass Wonder,
hey, people were still believing in Haru Urara. Our little loser. I will not give up.
both Matoba and Ogata continue to train for the Arima Kinen. One interesting thing to note in Season 1 is an interaction that occurs in Episode 7. Though brief, it plays a tremendous depth to Grass Wonder's career. In Episode 7, after suffering the 5th place finish at the Mainichi-Okan, Grass Wonder approaches Maruzensky, inquiring to train alongside her. Though this may come across as a simple determined gesture to grow—
Okay, so Maruzensky is how you pronounce her name. Because I struggled when I originally wanted to pronounce that name, because I didn't know how to pronounce it. Well, now I do.
Stronger. It actually ties to real-life events. Following Grass Wonder's
and she's also really cool to use. Like, genuinely, she's so cool to use. She's fast, she wins a lot of races, it's just fun.
Multiple wins in 1997, many were referred to him as the second coming of Maruzensky. This stemmed from the fact that both horses were of foreign lineage and displayed exceptional talent while racing. The main race aiding to this title would be the 1997 Asahi High, where both Maruzensky and Grass Wonder would display impressive victories. Season 1 of Uma Musume is full of horses who competed against one another during their careers, and the 1998 Arima Kinen is a prime example of that fact. This race would include Grass Wonder, Seiyun Sky, Air Groove, King Halo, Mejido Dober, Mejido Bright, and Matikane Fukukitaru. In this particular race, Seiyun Sky, the underdog of his generation, would be the fan favorite to win. Grass Wonder would be third under Mejido Bright and Air Groove. An important note is the fact that Matoba, Grass's jockey, was known for his target marking strategy. Matoba had a clear mastery in marking certain racehorses and maintaining chase throughout the race. Grass Wonder would hang in 7th to 8th place for a majority of the race before advancing after the 3rd corner. Keeping a lock on Seiyun Sky, Grass would overtake him in the final 200 meters, claiming a win at the Arima Kinen. This victory
Huge. Huge. Amazing. Great. Awesome. Oh boy. This gonna be sad though. Definitely. There's gonna be some sadder parts.
would be nearly a year after Grass Wonder's Asahi Cup victory in 1990.
That was 1998, right? How old was Grass Wonder? Probably also close to 30?
97. It is also important to note that Matoba, despite jockeying several famous racehorses, didn't gloat after a victory. Matoba firmly believed in the strength of the horse, allowing him to claim a victory alongside them. To Matoba, a win was a collective between a racehorse and jockey, and he alone could never claim that title. Matoba had a deep connection with every horse he worked with, making each victory a catalyst to only deepen the connection he had with each horse he raced. After nearly a year of trial and tribulations, Grass Wonder had
I'm gonna be honest. If I was him, like if I was in his position, I think I would have quit as a jockey after Rice Shower. I'll be real, I would have quit. I could have never gotten on a horse again. I'll be real. That would have been too traumatizing.
fully bounced back from an injury that forcefully paused his career. Even though his trainer and jockey thought that Grass would never claim another victory, he would act to prove them wrong in the final race of 1998. This victory would end Grass Wonder's racing career on a high note that year.
First place. Pretty good, pretty good. Nice.
Before we move on to the remaining 2 years of Grass Wonder's career, it is important to establish a generation that he participated in. The Golden Generation is a term that describes a generation of horses who were born in 1995 and reached their classic year in 1998.
1995. So, that means he would hit 5 years in 2000. So he must have been 29 or 30. That's crazy. That's cool.
Many of Season 1's cast are members of this Golden Generation. This generation was described as incredibly strong, bringing forth fierce competition across a duration of several key races. This generation would also see both Japanese and foreign-bred horses rise to stardom with a series of impressive victories. Horses of this generation would include Special Week, Seiyun Sky, El Condor Pasa, King Halo, and Grass Wonder. 1999 would prove to be a monumental year for Grass Wonder, with one of his future races being a major upset in the Golden Generation. At the start of the year, Grass Wonder's original goal was to race in the Nakayama Kinen on March 14th. Ultimately, after examining Grass Wonder and discovering muscle pain in his right shoulder, his trainer would instead aim to compete in the Osaka High held on April 4th.
So we got another injury, it appears. Oh no!
Almost in a string of unfortunate events, Grass Wonder will receive a laceration after the final training session before the Osaka.
Oh no, not again. Not again. Oh no, not again! What is it with these guys? What is it with these guys just constantly getting injured? This is painful. I love animals. How could they do this to me?
High. This would once more cause his trainer to pull him from the race, this time aiming for the KO High Spring Cup, which would be held on May 15th. Grass Wonder would claim yet another victory at the KO High Spring Cup, finishing the race slightly in front of the second place recipient, Air Jihad. In the following race, Grass Wonder would compete against Jihad once more, but despite being the fan favorite, he'd place second, losing by a nose to Jihad. With one win and one loss under his...
What is that name? Why the... Nah. I must have misheard.
Belt for his 1999 career. The next race Grass Wonder would participate in will be one of the most iconic of his race history. The Takarazuka Kinen is one of 2 all-star races held in Japan alongside the Arima Kinen. In these races, a vast majority of horses are selected by fan vote, while the remainder are determined by total prize money won. In this race, Grass Wonder would be second favorite to win, and second in the fan voting. This placement was beneath the fan favorite, Special Week. Special Week.
Fun fact, I also just completed my first career with Special Week with a nice B+ rank. That's pretty nice. That's the first time I did it with her, so that's cool. It worked.
Was an incredibly strong horse during his time, sired by Sunday Silence, and whose dam was a descendant of Maruzensky. This race is reflected in the Uma Musume anime, where Grass Wonder's dead focus is reflected on the target marking tactics of Matoba. Matoba would heavily mark Special Week in this race, keeping a close eye on him as he jockeyed Grass Wonder. In the anime, Grass surges past Special Week in the final 200 meters of the race, directly reflecting Matoba's command to pursue Special Week in actual racing footage. In the anime, Grass Wonder's concentration comes off Special Week's failure to realize Grass as a real competitor. At this point in the anime, Special Week takes excessive care of Silent Suzuka.
Why Silent Suzuka? Oh yeah, probably during his. I think even Silent Suzuka also tripped, right? If I remember correctly, he tripped in one of the races and injured himself, right? So that's probably why in the wheelchair.
Who had injured herself at the Autumn Tenno show. This resulted in Grass Wonder's sheer determination to persevere and defeat Special Week at this race. Grass Wonder would claim victory by 3 horse lengths over Special Week. This would also mark a milestone in Grass Wonder's career, winning both the Arima Kinen and the Takarazuka Kinen, 2 races which made up the Grand Prix. With this overwhelming victory, the next race would be the Mainichi Okan, a race Grass had previously placed 5th in 1998. This time, Grass Wonder would barely seize victory over Meisho Odo, redeeming his previous loss in 1998. Though the final race of Grass Wonder's career in 1999 isn't displayed in the Uma Musume anime, it is a race that holds high significance in both his career and the career of another. Just like the Takarazuka Kinen, at the 1999 Arima Kinen.
Run, my girlies, run! We'll say must have heard the horse name. Yeah, we probably have. There's no way.
Kinen. Grass Wonder would find himself once more against Special Week. This holds high significance since this would not only mark revenge for the Takarazuka Kinen if Special Week won, but also because this was Special Week's final race before retirement. In the month prior to the Arima Kinen, Special Week had competed in the Japan Cup.
Who is this baddie? What the heck? Who are you? Goddamn! When are you gonna release? Who are you?
It would be at this race where Special Week would make history, claiming a victory for Japan once more. This was during a period where Japanese racehorses were fighting to retain the Japan Cup title. Special Week's win would continue off the victory of El Condor Pasa, and be followed by the victories of TM Aparo and Jungle Pocket. Unsurprisingly, the victory at the Japan Cup gained a lot of attention for Special Week. However, Grass Wonder still remained the fan favorite to win. Special Week's jockey was also a famous figure in Japan. Yutaka Take, in modern day, is still an active jockey, being the first in Japan's history to...
Oh, cool! He's still an active jockey? That's amazing! Amazing.
Claim over 4,000 victories across a multitude of
4,000 victories in races! My man is aura.
Races. Recently, he claimed his 4,600th victory on the track. In addition to a seasoned understanding of horse racing, Take had also jockeyed for various horses we see in Uma Musume.
Bro, he's not retiring.
A few being Kitasan Black, Oguri Cap, Super Creek, Mejido McQueen, and Air Groove. Both Special Week and Grass Wonder would keep a heavy eye on each other, waiting for the other to spurt to give chase as the race began. Both Matoba and Take were planning to wait it out and see who acted first. However, when Tsurumu Tsuyoshi, another competitor, began his spurt, Matoba gave chase. This resulted in Take commanding Special Week to surge as well. This fierce battle for the finish line resulted in both competitors finishing literally neck to neck. The race was so close that a photo finish needed to be announced to determine.
That's awesome, dude. They literally couldn't determine the winner. That's how close it was. Awesome. And who was the winner?
The winner. There was a lot on the line for both racehorses. For Special Week, it was the redemption for the defeat at the Takarazuka Kinen, and the continuation of victories following the Japan Cup. For Grass Wonder, it would be defeating Special Week yet again, and receiving his second Arima Kinen victory. Yutaka Take was confident that Special Week had claimed victory, but the results would shatter his expectations. Grass Wonder had beaten Special Week by only a few centimeters difference. This victory would hold.
Cool. The blonde horse isn't in game, no license. They need to get that license. They need to get that license. I'll give them my soul. I need that baddie. Front plus. He got good genes.
Hold heavy significance, with Grass Wonder being the only racehorse from the Golden Generation to best Special Week not once, but twice. This was also a milestone with the third consecutive win in the Grand Prix titles for Grass Wonder, claiming the 1998 and 1999 Arima Kinen and the 1998 Takarazuka Kinen titles. This feat was only accomplished once before by Speed Symboli, truly a display of Grass Wonder's racing capabilities. Following the dominant career in 1999, Ogata planned on retiring Grass Wonder. However, with the retirement of El Condor Pasa in Special Week, he wanted to see how Grass would perform for one final year. Instead of playing a hand in directly training Grass, Ogata would instead observe from afar. Sadly, due to the exchange of hands and change in diet and training, Grass Wonder's final year of racing would be unremarkable.
Oh no, just 6th, 9th, and another 6th place? Goddamn, man. That's sad.
With his highest placement being 6th at the Nikkei show. Comically, you could blame this on Grass Wonder's American descent. Due to a change in caretakers, Grass Wonder was fed far too much, and ultimately would overeat, gaining over.
So Grass Wonder lost. Because they gave my man too much food. They made him fat, is what we're saying here. They made my boy fat. That's crazy.
20 kilograms during his racing career in the year 2000. This made him a lot more sluggish and far exceeded the recommended weight for each race he participated in. This would also prove to be a struggle for Matoba, Grass Wonder's jockey. With the string of defeats and the rapid weight gain, Matoba would see less inquiries to jockey other racehorses. The handling of Grass Wonder's final year didn't shine a stellar light on the jockey, even if it wasn't his fault for the horse's current state. Matoba would eventually win the Mile Championships alongside Agnes Digital and soon retire in 2001.
Agnes Digital. These names, man.
Becoming an assistant training instructor. After retirement, Grass Wonder will reside in the Big Red Farm in Hokkaido. It would be here that Grass Wonder would enjoy retirement life and balloon to a well-fed horse.
They made my boy even fatter. Look at that chunk! Look at that chunky boy! Look, yeah, no wonder bro lived that long. Look at this chunky. Look at that chunk!
Wonder would have 1,327 children, with more than half.
How many? How many?
A retirement life and balloon to a well-fed horse. Grass Wonder would have 1,327 children.
1,327 children. That's just insane.
With more than half being winners in their own respective races. Due to this, Grass Wonder was considered a successful sire in his retirement days. Funnily enough, Big Red Farm is also where Goldship would spend his time.
Look at that. Look at him! Not even in top 5, I'm aware, but still insane though. Look at him. Look at his brat. He needs correction. Man. It's just insane.
Later in Grass Wonder's retirement life, though they never raced together, it is said that Goldship and Grass Wonder would get along fairly well with one another. Grass Wonder would also be the highest real-life horse to receive donations from fans of the Uma Musume franchise. Even with the explosive rise of Haru Urara, she still sits second to the amount of support given to Grass
We need to get that up. I must see Haru Urara at number 1. What do you mean she's just second? Once again, she loses.
Grass Wonder in retirement, Grass Wonder would live out the remainder of his days happy, well-fed, and active, living a life of leisure at the Big Red Farm. Grass Wonder would also be represented in the Uma Musume anime not only as a rival of Special Week, but also as a member of Team Regal. This team would have some of Japan's most influential racehorses as members. However, over time, each one would sadly pass away. The same can be said for the members of the Golden Generation, one by one, leaving a legacy behind.
Oh my goodness. Wait, let me go back. Let me go back when they started counting these 8 dates.
Member of Team Regal. This team.
So Marzensky, 1974 to 1997. Okay. Okay. Not bad. Not bad.
Team would have some of Japan's most influential racehorses.
1981 to 2011. Okay. Symbolic Rudolph.
As members. However,
TM Opera O, 1996 to 2018.
Over time, each one would sadly.
Fuji Kizeki, 1992 to 2015. That's a bit shorter.
Pass away. The same can be said for the members.
1995 to 2018. Okay. Your Special Week died shortly after episode 7 of the anime. That's sad.
Of the Golden Generation, one by one.
El Condor Pasa. That is short. That is 8 that is wait. That's 7 years. That is 7 years. That is, damn. Bro. Wow.
Leaving a legacy behind.
1995, Sayun Sky. 1995 to 2011.
Both in the fans and in the remaining members who are still alive.
And King Halo. Wait a minute, you're a little fast.
Both in the fans and in the
1995 to 2019. Okay.
Remaining members who are still alive. Grass Wonder would pass away at the ripe age of 30 on August 8th, 2025, marking the passing of the final member from this Golden Generation. Although this marks the ending of a historical period in Japan's horse racing history, it's
El Condor pass away. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, I'm canceling you. That is horrible! That's an awful joke! That's terrible!
certainly will not be forgotten. Through countless dedicated fans and avid members of the Uma Musume community, the legacy of these horses will remain strong in the years to come. A community that was already dedicated in Japan has now spread worldwide. A perfect way to bring people together and to ensure that these legacies are never forgotten. This was the story of Grass Wonder, a racehorse who would bounce back from injury and take on the strongest of his generation, personified in Uma Musume by a kind and gentle Uma, whose smile could warm anyone's heart. Rest in peace, Grass Wonder, and thank you for sharing your story with all of us. Until next time, take it easy everyone, and I'll see you all in the next one.
That was sad. That was sad. I feel sad now. That was cute though. This is interesting. I wonder which one he will next cover. It's just these horses, man. These horses. I just like all these lore videos, and I feel like he's putting more effort into them than before. More information, he just stuffs more, just puts more stuff in. I like that. I like that quite a bit. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.